$20-$30, but this one was like 80. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I play a lot of games, but also like I spent $1,500 on a computer. Having like an $80 keyboard doesn't seem quite as silly. Like I spent $1,500 on a computer.
It's true.
Having like an $80 keyboard. Let's see. Are you coming through on the stream?
Hello. Are you hearing me on the stream? Hello. Testing. Testing. Hello. Is it working? Are you hearing me on the stream? No? Testing. Testing.
Okay, yeah, no, we got you. All right, cool. Wanted to make sure because it was like it didn't seem like it was coming through, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. Like, not again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Right. So I was very distracted a few minutes ago. I just got done listening to the latest on Johnny Somali, and this dude is so retarded. Like he genuinely thinks he's just gonna leave Korea. Like he's
I have
he's
to wonder if
he's
more retarded, shit. Or if he's getting like really shitty information. Like,
yeah, it could be that he's getting terrible advice from like his Korean lover Hank.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the
or it just instigated from all the other people, or his lawyer could be lying to him. I wouldn't be surprised if his lawyer was like, "Fuck this asshole. I ain't gonna tell him shit. Let this motherfucker cook himself all he wants. I'm gonna watch him fucking burn."
Yeah. I don't know how trustworthy the even the South Korean judicial system is.
I'm sure. So I'm sure in like 90% of the cases, it's not a whole lot worse than ours. Like the laws are different. Like stuff that we wouldn't consider to be a real problem, they consider to be a problem. Like porn is illegal. Right? But I mean, as far as like the way that the system works, it's really similar to the way our system works. And I'm sure in like 90% of the cases, if it was a foreign citizen who was being accused of even these crimes, it wouldn't be a problem. Like, the biggest issue is that Johnny is taunting them while they're putting him on trial and laughing at them and calling them a vassal state of the United States, showing no remorse and doing the absolute worst possible things you could choose to do. Openly,
he's going out of his way
on streams that he's been told not to do. He's doing them anyway, and he's calling them corrupt. I mean, any other person would have been like, "Hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. I crossed the line. It was wrong. I'll never do it again. I've learned my lesson. Whatever you guys want to, like just throw themselves on the mercy of the court and genuinely be."
Yeah. Show some remorse.
They probably, even if they're faking it. Like, I mean, obviously, most of them are faking it. The only reason they're sorry is they got caught. But at least you put up a show.
You pretend.
You probably walk away. You probably walk away with a fine, maybe a short jail sentence of like 6 months or something. But like Somali's looking at 6 more months of trials. Right?
Yeah.
So he's not anywhere near being done as far as like the trials go. He's barely started. He's flaunting the authority of the court by just doing whatever he feels like and disregarding their rules and regulations. And I think that's what's going to get him put in prison, honestly. If somebody doesn't fucking
I assume they're going to... Yeah, they're going to fucking sentence him to the max, I would imagine.
Well, I think he's encouraged other people to go. And if I'm not mistaken, he started streaming again.
Yeah, I think he has fairly recently, yeah.
But it just sounds like he's digging the hole as deep as he can possibly get it. And apparently there were more incidents at like another 7-Eleven with him involved, potentially. He's just...
Yeah, it's the only way he gets any attention. You know what I mean? He's boring otherwise.
Yeah, I like the people...
I don't understand why that would be the attention you want to get, but he's that desperate for attention, apparently.
Yeah. Well, and supposedly,
And he's fucking crazy. That doesn't help.
well, a bunch of people are
Being absolutely
claiming
insane.
to have known him before this.
Mm-hmm.
Like before he became a streamer and a nuisance streamer at that. There's all
Right.
these people telling Legal Mindset that they knew him before that, and he was like a really nice kid and really smart. And I'm wondering if he's just a sociopath and they're fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Because like the way he's
Yeah.
behaving is not getting money and attention does not psychologically motivate somebody to become like the way he behaves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way over the top, dude.
There
Even
has
for
to be some base sociopathy
attention.
there. There has to be.
Yeah, being willing to be that much of an asshole just for attention is
Yeah, there's got to
definitely
be
not
some
normal.
narcissism, some sort of base level personality disorder.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's incredibly fucking self-destructive, dude. I don't know if he just doesn't care or like what the fuck is wrong with him. Or again, if he's just getting horrible advice and his own lawyer is like, yeah, I hate you too, so I'm going to give you really shitty advice. And which I wouldn't be wouldn't be that surprising.
If you listen to the way he talks about it, he says, you can't go to jail for spilling some ramen and carrying around a stinky fish. He thinks that people are dumb enough to believe what he's saying and that they're going to ignore what they saw in the streams with their own eyes.
Yeah, you were fucking harassing people.
I don't think it's bad advice. I just think he's fucking delusional. I think it's such an extreme level of narcissism. Like that lady who thought she was going to pull that thing where she blamed her son at the trial. It's just there's such an extreme level of narcissism there. It has nothing to do with the advice. I guarantee her lawyer said that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. You know what I mean?
But she's like, no, I can do it.
And I'm sure Johnny's lawyer has given him fair advice. I would be surprised if he hasn't said, like, you should say you're sorry. You should do this. You should do that. And Johnny just not. I think he's just narcissistic.
Yeah. I think, I can't imagine, you would risk, like, I assume he could easily lose his license if he's deliberately fucking giving him bad legal advice, the lawyer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it seems unlikely that he would be giving him bad advice that fucked up. Oh, so, yeah, most likely it's just Johnny Somali. Yeah, much like the old lady. Nope, I'm the smartest person in every room I'm in. So I'm going to say, look, this is all I did. I carried around a dead fish and I threw some ramen around. That's what the heck. I mean, what's the big deal?
Well, he didn't even. He didn't even characterize it as throw it around. He says I just spilled some ramen.
Yeah, and like he thinks they're gonna buy that. Like, oh yeah, you're totally right. I'm gonna forget the fact that you were throwing it at people and deliberately standing in the way.
That's delusional narcissistic thing where it's like. They just can't
fathom
that other people are smarter than them or understand more or willing to like ignore what they say in lieu of their own eyes.
Yeah, like they're gonna accept your portrayal of reality over what they saw on the fucking video. Yeah, that is fucking nuts.
That only works if you're a Democrat, like a politician.
Yeah, no shit.
And then you already have built a cult around you of people that just have no fucking idea what reality is. And then and will actively choose not to see anything that could potentially, not agree with their reality. Like one of the things I heard recently, I think my brother said it, talking about how like Trump is shutting down the national park system. And it's like, obviously he's not retard. They're still fucking open.
Yeah,
firing a bunch of people that didn't do anything constructive and then giving the money back to the people that it came from is a pretty fucking awesome thing for a politician to do. And I would say he's 1 in a fucking billion. You know what I mean? Like there's not a whole lot of people. Even JD Vance probably wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah, dude, and to hear fucking Chuck Schumer talk about how he's all about just helping out billionaires. I'm like, he's trying to cut taxes for everybody that makes less than $150,000 a year.
Yeah, and that's
he's trying to do that.
and you'll never hear a Democrat say anything about that. They'll just parrot this little retard like loop of like, but he doesn't like poor people. He's hurting the poor people. He's hurting the poor people. And you're like, he's fucking right. Like, you can just look at the fucking numbers, and the numbers tell you objective reality is poor people are doing better now.
I assume they're all
has
fucking
more value. They're making more of it. It's going to continue to trend that way. What he does works for poor people. It does not just help rich people. It helps everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta assume they're all Linskyites that are just like, accuse your enemy, your political enemies of what you're doing and what you have done.
Oh yeah, it's the Nazi. Yeah, the Nazi propaganda machine. It's so funny because that's one of the things they do is they constantly call people Nazis, and they are like playing in the Nazi playbook. Not only that, but like Nazis are left wing. Like, that's just objective reality. We all know this to be a fact. You'll see it put on the internet in different places as untrue, but it's just a historical fact that Nazis were left wing. They were socialists.
They were definitely very socialist. Yeah.
If you were to translate Hitler's speeches to English, they're going to sound very similar to many of his speeches given by BLM and by current popular Democrats, where they're like they're trying to blame like random groups of people. Like, they blame the white people instead of the Jews, but it's the same exact type of rhetoric.
Yeah,
everything has gone wrong in your life because these people did something to you, and it's like, no, everything has gone wrong in your life because you've never learned how to be how to have any value. Like, these people have learned to be like miserable losers, and then they get told on top of that like it's not your own actions to blame for the consequences.
It's
white
systemic
people did
racism.
It to you. White people did it to you. White people did it to you. So they never have to improve. They don't think they need to actually change anything, and it's like you're just gonna fail worse the next time because you're not changing anything for the better. Because even and it's totally bullshit. But even if there was some sort of secret cabal of people against you, you can't do anything to change that. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing you can do is change the way you're behaving. So why would you ever even sit there and waste your fucking time going out and crying about this secret cabal of people that are supposedly holding you back? Because it's like, even if they were, it's not going to help anything. You'd still be better off just changing your own actions so that they benefit you more. It's such a poisonous fucking rhetoric. It's so disgusting because it takes rational, normal people who could potentially be successful in life and have like a nice life, go out and have like their fucking like white picket fence with their spouse and their kids and all that kind of bullshit, and sets them up for a life of absolute poverty and misery.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. That's what like telling fucking kids in schools that there's systemic racism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or sexism. Sexism is the other one they go for, too. It's like men are holding you back if you're a woman, and it's like, well, it's just not true. Like, nothing in statistics or reality shows that to be in any way true. It hasn't been true for probably 100 years.
Yeah, and again, it's gonna. I mean, fuck, dude. Most kids are gonna be like, well, why bother trying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something against me. I mean, there's gonna be a few.
I see a lot of people, and it's not just kids, but adults too, where they're just like, it doesn't matter. I can't do anything. I can't change anything. There's no point. Like, I see that so much, and it's like, well, if you've already given up, of course it's fucking pointless.
There'll be the occasional one that's like, fuck you, I'm going to make it anyway. But, a vast majority of people are just going to be like, well, fucking, I'm not going to bother trying.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now. Is there's so many people on that not bother trying thing, man. And it's kids. It's worse when it's kids because it's so much harder to unlearn something you were taught as a child.
Well, the adults that have that mindset, I assume, were kids that heard that shit. And just are adults.
There's a lot of adults that grew up when we did that are parroting that shit. That's not what we heard when we grew up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When I was growing up, my teachers were very much the attitude of, hey, you know what? Fuck everyone. Do what you got to do. You know, like that. That's sort of like the way it was always taught to me when I was a kid. Is like you go out and fucking make shit happen. Don't wait for it to happen to you.
Yeah, no, I definitely never heard anything about fucking systemic racism or any of that shit when I was in fucking school.
Yeah. They teach you about racism, of course, because like that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
There are racist people out there. It's unfortunate, but you know, morons are all over the world, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And sadly, there's a lot of people that have been
taught
to be racist now and then taught to be racist against white people and Asians and Jews at this point. You know, it's like...
yeah. Any of the more successful races, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the numbers, like, that's not really as much the case anymore. Because they've just been taking money from the rich and the wealthy and the successful people and giving it to people that are not. So they can go spend it on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an odd mindset where you think like anyone that's successful must have cheated to get there.
Oh yeah, it blows my mind. It's like, yeah, there's all sorts of corruption when it comes to corporations. But that doesn't mean that every corporation is corrupt. Just because there's all these corrupt people out there, it doesn't mean that everybody that has made a bunch of money is a corrupt person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's what happened in Russia, where they're like, oh, if you're a successful farmer, you were doing some bullshit, so we're gonna take your farm away and give it to somebody that has no idea how to farm.
Oh yeah, or like South Africa. That's what's going on there too.
Yeah.
That's part of what happened in the Khmer Rouge in what was it, Thailand or no, Cambodia? The Khmer Rouge.
Cambodia, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
They forced everybody to go out and be farmers, and they're like, "Why is everybody starving to death?" Well, because only actual people that farm know how to make farms work and grow food. The rest of them all out there just fucked everything all up, and now there's no food.
Yeah.
Plus, they were doing the standard Nazi communist thing of we just execute everybody that doesn't agree with us. Like,
or even just intellectual.
People try to play the game of like Democrat and Republican, both are just fine. And it's like, no, the Democrats actively propose like putting people in jail and punishing people for not thinking the way they want them to think.
Yeah, that used to be the Republicans. That's for most of our lives,
anymore,
right?
Though the Republicans now are very much like, hey, think whatever you want to think, but like I have the right to say what I want to say too, and like that's just how that works. Yeah. Like we all get to.
Yeah, it's odd though, because again, for most of our lives, it was Republicans that were really the asshole.
The same group of corrupt people that are funding this are the ones that were funding the Republicans for so long and doing and manipulating that party for so long. They just switched to the other party primarily, and now they're doing this because it's easier to make everything look like, if you couch everything in like, oh, but you're being nice, you're doing the good thing for people, you're doing good things for people, while you're robbing them blind and fucking them over. It's so much easier if you have everybody on your side and while you're screwing them over, and it's I think it was funded by people who were just financially like controlling banks and wanting to make more money, and I think now it's become a case of China and Russia are probably the ones that are funding most of this sort of corruption.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising, dude.
Well, it's not a mistake that China is making most of our textbooks, and our textbooks are full of communist lies.
God damn, dude.
Like, I'm sorry, but like we're allowing China to print textbooks for our children, and now our children are learning all this bullshit communism stuff that's just not true. Like, communism is not successful, it's not viable, it's not reasonable, and it only sounds good on the surface. That everybody's going to work and get a fair share of everything. It's going to be everybody's going to get the same amount for working. It's like, yeah, but not everybody does the same amount of work. And not everybody's work is the same amount of difficulty. Like a brain surgeon should make more money than the guy that drives the garbage truck. It doesn't mean that the guy that drives the garbage truck is bad or lazy or doesn't deserve to get a fair living wage.
So yeah, somebody with
and
unique
it's not like
skills
he's
should
not
probably earn
important.
more.
It's just
Yeah, somebody with that unique skills like that should probably earn more money.
it's just driving a garbage truck is not as difficult, and it doesn't take as much skill as doing brain surgery.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. It's just brute force labor essentially.
Yeah. And so essentially,
That
like,
pretty much
it all
anybody.
boils down to, like, you have a bunch of people freeloading off of a bunch of people that are working really hard, a bunch of lazy people, and a bunch of people that just don't do the same amount of work. Are expecting to get
Yeah,
paid the same amount of money as all the people that are doing more work and harder work and more complicated work, and that's not really fair at all. That's completely absurd to think that that would be fair in
yeah,
any sense of the
yeah.
word.
Yeah, but if you have a job where pretty much everybody can do it, that is at least average intelligence, like again,
Yeah.
not everybody can be a fucking brain surgeon. Not everybody can be a fucking rocket scientist or whatever.
Hey, my job, a monkey could do my fucking job. You don't hear me complaining that they're not paying me
Yeah,
enough. A monkey can do my fucking job. I get it. I get paid to sleep and
yeah.
hand out medications occasionally. It's not hard job.
Hmm. Hot
Granted,
dog.
not everybody could do the job I do. There are people who can't handle like working with people that have mental health issues, but it's not.
Right, right.
It's not brain surgeon territory by any stretch. It's fast food worker territory. Like.
All right. Yeah, my son's gonna pick up the in a little bit, but it should be a quick
Well,
handoff
tell him to
whenever he
use
gets
his
here.
knee. Tell him to use his leg muscles and not his back muscles
Very well.
when he's picking up the dog.
Yes,
But
I get the joke.
I know I was doing your bit. I'm sorry. I was explaining the joke. Oh
Oh
man.
fuck! God damn it! There was somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was on Diora's stream where he was reading the people. Uh, uh, Somebody was making fun of people that don't understand jokes,
Oh
and it was
yeah.
something about eating an elephant or something. And then I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
would
yeah.
you?
They were talking
Why would
about
you
like
eat
the
a poor
weird
elephant?
thing where Hassan Piker and his sort of group of people all take things that are obviously not meant like seriously as if they were serious.
Yeah,
Also, hey
yeah.
Samash.
Hey,
Hola.
what did Hassan do this time?
Oh no, it was just we were
Same
talking
shit.
about people that don't get jokes and it was like that group that they
Yeah,
were there
pretend.
like was somebody was like
Yeah.
oh that guy should just disappear and the guy was like she's making death threats against me and you're like oh my
Yeah.
god
Oh yeah.
that's yeah like that
Fucking Adam McIntyre, the fucking it disappeared, and that's I'm Irish, and my parents lived through the Troubles, and that meant to kill someone and not make their body disappear.
it's meant the
Yeah,
same
like
thing in
dude, yeah,
every fucking language in every fucking culture
yeah, yeah.
but
Any type of gang slash fucking crime family or
the
whatever the
mafia's been
fuck.
making people
Crime
disappear for a
organization.
long time in Italy and in the US
Yeah,
all those
yeah,
Southern American gangs have been disappearing people. Like I forget all the different names of
yeah.
all the like M13
Yeah, the fact that he
and
thought
all the
that
various
was
hyper violent crime gangs down there.
yeah, and again, it's quite obvious that is not what Gila meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, again, I'm not the biggest fan of fucking H3, Ethan or Gila, although they are kind of coming around. They are kind of they've definitely not been the same assholes they were since they heel turned 6-7 years ago or whatever. But yeah, there was no way I fucking interpreted that as Gila wants him to be fucking killed and fucking his body not found. Nobody reasonable wasn't interpreting it that way.
yeah. I think if you pay any attention to politics and what's going on, it just gets harder and harder every year to justify being left wing. Like, because you can see the rot that it causes in society. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Ethan's not a complete moron. He's slowly being shaken out of the cult. It just takes a long time to kick off cult programming. Like you can't unless you're actively being deprogrammed by like professional people that do that for a living. That takes a while for that sort of thing to shake, where you realize, oh no, wait, this homeless problem has only gotten a million times worse because of Democrats. They've done nothing to solve it. And now
and that's the issue. Like they fucking what do you call it? They don't when they're kind of recruited or fucking whatever assimilated. Like it's an emotional attachment to their beliefs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a rational attachment.
Well, one of the things that got me was the amount of money that the California has given to nonprofits in order to help the homeless people.
Yeah, and the issue has been not appreciably affected.
If you took the money and just paid rent on houses, apartments, whatever, they could have housed everybody for the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like the money to help those people is actually already there. Like if you wanted to just give all these people money, which I don't think is the right answer, they could have just literally given everybody a place to live.
Yeah, no, it would have cost less, I'm sure, than whatever money they're throwing at it. Than throwing money at it with ineffective fucking, ineffective policies.
Yeah, but the nonprofits got something like 5% of the people off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if it was a problem, you were just going to throw money at it. They could have just paid the rent on millions of homes and apartments and put people up as
they could have probably
and whatever, and they could have easily solved all the homeless problems right there, because the problem at the end of the day is not a lack of housing or a lack of opportunity. It's that some people just don't want to work. They just want to do drugs all the time.
Yeah.
Or they're severely mentally ill and they're not willing to take medication to mitigate that mental illness so that they can function in society. And some people just don't belong outside of an institution.
Yeah, no, it's an unfortunate reality, man. So some people are just going to be, you just can't help. You just can't help some people, man.
There's multiple clients that we've had go through our programs where their goal is to go live in a meth house.
Yeah.
They want to get off of conservatorship so that they can leave the program and go move into a house where they'll just get to do meth and be high all day. And not have to clean or cook or, any of that.
Well, those types tend to clean. They tend to like cleaning, though.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, I guess not all of them, but yeah, most of the people that I saw on meth, they were cleaning shit that generally didn't really need to be cleaned.
Most of the people I've seen on meth that I've before I started working where I'm at now, they're like constructive people in general. So like they're out doing jobs and stuff like that, and they're doing meth, but they're also using it as a way to keep themselves alert and active on the job. And the drugs are an unfortunate addiction that they haven't kicked yet, but like they themselves are good people. A lot of the people I've seen in the programs I am, they're just lazy people that don't want to work, or they did so many drugs that they're now so mentally ill that they can't function. And it's like, those people, they're not going to clean, they're not going to do anything, they're just going to go out and hurt people, and they should not be allowed outside of institutions. There's just some of them that shouldn't. Some of them are, great people, some of them are terrible people, like any other group of people you might work with. But I work with a lot of people that are like off the street, so.
Indeed. Oh shit! Did you watch the other hockey compilation?
The big hits. Those are some fucking brutal hits, man.
Dude, all right.
They explained a lot about Canada, fucking committing all those war crimes, man. Like if hockey is their sport, that's like. Those are some hard hits.
No, I've said it. Dude, I've said it for fucking ever, dude. Fucking hockey players are the toughest motherfuckers on the planet, dude. Those guys are fucking... They'll get, like, fucking teeth bashed out, and they'll be, like, back on the game in, like, 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Stitch me up. Get me back in there. Yeah, there'll be, like, these huge gaping wounds that take, like, 30 stitches, and they'll just have it stitched up and go back in the fucking game.
I remember.
And again, you can skate a hell of a lot faster than you can run. I don't know if everybody always factors that in. Two guys skating towards each other is fucking devastating, dude.
There was this case where, like, these two guys, they collided and they sort of fell and all that. And apparently, this guy's skate was so sharp it literally cut, like underneath his arm, like or close to the artery or just thereof. And apparently, because his arm was close enough, blood didn't come splurting out. So he just sort of got up and thought, I'm fine. I'm a little roughed up. I'm fine. And he gets back to playing. And then when the game's over, he comes off. He lifts his arm to cheer at the people, and blood just splurts right out.
God damn, dude!
Holy shit! And so, hospital obviously, yeah. So hockey players, like, once that adrenaline kicks in, it's like, yeah, you don't feel shit.
No, yeah.
Well,
how many times is there? I didn't know if you get shot by the police and just keep going. You know.
I remember one guy I saw this one video where this guy was getting tased by the cop, and the guy's like, "I'm gonna fucking get you. I don't fucking care how much you shock me in there. I'm gonna get you." He just keeps walking towards him, a bit slower, sure, but he's walking. Like, god damn.
Yeah, and then I put one of what is pretty much my favorite thing in all of sports is a fucking one-timer goal, fucking hockey. There's something so satisfying about it because it just happens out of the fucking blue. I assume you're familiar. I don't need to explain one-timers to you, Samaj, or do I?
Maybe I'm not quite. I'm not a sports guy.
I'm sure you've seen it if you've followed hockey at all. It's where like a teammate passes it, and the guy, instead of like stopping the puck and shooting it, just fucking smacks the shit out of it as soon as the pass gets to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I put a compilation of all that because again, it's just because dude, they hit it. It's like right around 100 miles an hour. Like if they're doing a full fucking wind up on a one timer, it's fucking going like 100 miles an hour, and it's like with usually 50 feet or less from the goal. So it's just fucking so instant. Yeah, I don't know. There's something I find really satisfying about it. That's all. There's a good compilation, I said, of the hits and then also the one-timers. Yeah, most of the ones they showed are like in overtime of playoff games too. So that's why the people in the buildings and the fucking players are freaking the fuck out like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't see the puck, so to me it was just a bunch of people dancing around and then suddenly hugging and getting very happy.
Yeah, no, it's one of the other things about hockey. It's a kind of a delayed gratification thing, and again, you don't know it's going to happen until it happens. Like in a lot of other sports, you can kind of like even hitting a home run, and it takes a few seconds or whatever to clear a fence. In football, you can see the play happening. You know what I mean? And in hockey, it's like fucking. 1 second before the goal is scored, you have no idea it's going to happen.
It's okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He apologized.
It's my fault. I don't know why I feel like I need to explain the psychology of why that appeals to people.
Sorry.
I find it interesting.
What I'd like you to do is...
Oh, I also, and I think I'd mentioned it in the notes there, but I just bought an old hockey game
calm down.
for like $3 because I haven't followed the hockey in fucking forever. So I just bought the oldest one, which is like from 2019, and it was literally $3, and it's the best. It's my favorite like sports video game to play before even like football or other sports that I kind of enjoy more like IRL. It's the most fun sports video game to play.
Right on. I don't play any sports video games, so I don't know. I have no opinion on like what would be the funnest or not. So.
But yeah, like I said, IRL, I definitely enjoy football more, but playing the game is. Yeah, and it's actually the nice thing about that one. Like it has a great tutorial system or whatever. Like you can do training for as long as you want, you know what I mean, to learn all the different shit. I'm trying to get my son into it, but I don't know if it's probably not going to work. But I'm trying.
Oh no.
All right, I'll stop. What else is happening out there? Has there been any follow-up on the mayor, the one that got busted driving drunk on St. Patrick's Day with their fucking toddler in the car?
Not that I've seen. I didn't even hear about the story other than what you posted, so...
Yeah, yeah. I'll follow up on it. But yeah, Yellow Flash is like, oh yeah, no, she's definitely going to step down. I'm like, what?
Probably not.
Like those
I
days are
would
long. Yeah,
imagine
those
that,
days
like,
are long
yeah,
gone.
it seems to be like a
Yeah, that
thing
used
now
to be
where,
the
like,
case.
the Democrats just don't step down even when they commit, like, felonies.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say it's because none of them have shame, but I think it's mostly because they have a lot to lose if they step down. I wholeheartedly believe a lot of these people are doing like really, really, really shady shit behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh, well, you
yeah,
look at
yeah. And
there
a
was,
lack of shame too. Factor, I'm
what was
sure.
it, $24 billion that the last day Biden was in office, a bunch of these fucking bureaucratic pieces of shit on the left just randomly gave to random nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that
Right at the
money
buzzer.
didn't go anywhere to help anyone. It literally just went back into the pockets of like the bureaucrats and politicians. It's like
Yeah, wasn't it
really
Stacey
blatant
Abrams
in that
one?
case. It was extremely blatant,
Yeah,
which was very surprising because usually there's like at least an attempt at like making it look less fucking criminal. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
wondering at this point, like where does the when does the criminality start? You know, like these people literally took 24 billions of dollars away from the fucking taxpayers. And
Yeah, the one that Stacey
yeah,
Abrams was
no
talking about, it's like
consequences
it
for it.
hasn't done anything, and it was like what $50 million or something, and it really hasn't helped anybody.
Yeah.
And she's so proud of it. All right, my son's here, so I'll be back in like 5 minutes,
All
guys.
right. Tossing the dog at him. Have fun. I'm just waiting for like some sort of criminal charges to get filed. It's like insane to me. Like,
Give it time. I mean, they're gonna try everything they can to avoid that.
oh
So
yeah.
that's why a lot of them are staying in there. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of blatant at this point. I mean, look at like what happened recently because we have like politicians in the Democratic Party talking about like trying to halt Trump's deportation of a bunch of people at the was it
Oh
that
yeah, man.
Mexican.
That one's crazy.
And I'm like, really? You're actively voting to keep criminals here and criminals that we know are criminals?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
mind-boggling. It really is.
Well, I think it was called Trent de Ragua or something.
Trente Aragua. Yeah, it's like one of the more notorious South American gangs out of Venezuela, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them were they're saying that they're gonna deport them to like El Salvador, that place where they just crack down on all of them and like strip them down to their underwear and then put them into like these horrible living conditions. Which, by the way, that's
Which
deserved.
and to be fair, the people in El Salvador are like, yes, please, we like putting them there. That's where they belong.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
I
not a lot of sympathy for them amongst the people that they've tortured and murdered and raped. Oddly.
exactly. So I'm not like I'm more surprised that they think this is a good idea. So it's like, why on earth would they think this is a good idea? I'm just trying to wrap my head around like, what is it that the Democrats have to gain?
That's the
I
part that
mean,
gets me. Like, there's really no benefit for the Democrats in a lot of these moves they're making. Like, it's all bad press. It's all bad choices. It's all very strange to me.
or
But,
even that disabled kid who was like given a ceremonial position in the Secret Service. Don't you remember that? And then none of the Democrats clapped for that. In fact, I think they were like almost actively booing this kid.
oh, really? Wow.
Did you not hear about that?
Oh, I think I did hear a little bit about that. I didn't realize how bad it was. I thought it was just like, I heard of one person who was like kind of getting called out for some shit, but I didn't realize it was like all of them. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that one was very odd. They seemed like angry that it was happening. That's you know what I mean. They weren't booing, but they all had really shitty fucking looks on their faces. And it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah,
You can't
like,
clap for
can't
this
you
kid.
clap for the kid? Yeah, that's the part that makes it weird too. Like, this kid didn't do nothing to anybody, and you guys can't be like happy for him. Is it really that fucking hard?
I mean, it's because
Yeah, it's a very bad look, dude. Yeah, pretty fucking disgusting, dude.
So I remember seeing that, and I thought, well, that's fascinating. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah, really, the level of degeneracy that the Democrats are willing to fall down to is like should not shock you anymore. It's just too fucking. It's so far.
Who's making these fucking decisions, though? You know what I mean? Like that's pretty obviously like something they came up
similarly
with.
like to like the corporate decisions that get made. You know, like somebody who's completely out of touch with reality is very, very clearly there's somebody who's making these choices who's completely out of touch with reality.
Well, I think this is what happens. Like, you know, when you catch a kid in a lie and they just keep lying more and they keep making shit up. That's the kind of.
Yeah.
That's kind of the situation I'm seeing. That's kind of situation I see with these Democrats. It's like they know they got nothing. They know they have nothing. They're literally just playing at strings and hoping something sticks. It's like nothing's sticking.
It's so bad. They're like, are there no strategists among them that have any influence? That can be like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Honestly,
like,
I think
all you do is just not, guys. Like, can you just not, please?
I think the writing was on the
Maybe
wall.
it's them just wanting to, like, they can't give even an inch because maybe that people start questioning the, Trump is evil thing or something. Fucking weird. I don't know.
I mean, you might think it's all strange and all, but I actually like they're doing this because this little temper tantrum that the Democrats are having is only going to hurt them in the long run. And it currently is. I mean, people are just hating them more and more every day that goes by. It's like, well, I mean, you're essentially paving the way for J.D. Vance to win, or whoever else is going to run for the next presidency.
J.D. Vance is going to have a fucking walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, their approval rating is at an all-time low, from what I heard, which isn't surprising, and it's encouraging. So that's what makes it really odd that they still do the same shit.
Well, I think a big part of it is they think that people still believe the lie of, what do you call it? Them being the majority.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think that's kind of stopped working. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be this sort of weird situation where people genuinely sort of thought that they were like the majority, and it's like I don't think they've ever been the majority, or at least not for a very long time. I think that they've rigged a lot of elections, and done a lot of really sinister shit behind closed doors. But I'm pretty sure it's not a case of them actually having been the majority for a while. I think that especially with the DEI stuff, that's been pretty universally unpopular for a long, long time.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's an echo chamber. Like even up at the higher levels, they're just ignoring reality and telling each, and the dog and the everything's fine meme.
Yeah.
That's kind of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty obvious that things are not going well. I mean, one of the things that surprises me though is that whole JFK file thing. I thought for sure that would have gotten out and about by now.
It's already been released, which is surprising because it was so hard to get any of the what do you call it, they haven't managed to get the Epstein's list put out yet.
Well, actually, so Trump had said that the JFK files would be released unredacted, and they were released, but they were redacted. They have black ink and all that all over various different key bits, and on top of all that, there are all kinds of stuff that's just not listed on there. In other words, it's missing
so
a whole
in other
lot
words,
of
like they did the same thing again where Trump said, here's what you have to do, and they said, no, we're just not going to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what happened with the list when it comes to the list is there's all these people that are like, have been ordered to turn over the list, and they're just like, no. And then there's been no consequences, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm hoping that it's going to be some people getting fucking, like, thrown in prison or losing their jobs at the very least.
Probably. I mean, from what I could tell, the information, well, I don't know if the information will get out, because it sounds like they're doing everything they can to buy as much time to destroy as much evidence as possible. And
I'm sure that the shredders are running full time. Because when they left
shredders,
Epstein Island, they left with truckloads of documents and data.
Yeah, there's a lot there. So there's clearly something going on. We just need to. But I don't know if we can get the information out before it gets destroyed. And that's just
were I in Trump's place, I would have taken like a small contingent of the military in and just seized it. You know what I mean? Like at that point, like you're the commander in chief of the military. Go get a young troop of people that are actually like, you know, still starry-eyed, thinking, not realizing that everything in the military is politics yet. You know, and take them with you down to the FBI offices and be like, yeah, just take all the documents. You know, we're gonna take them all. We'll sort through it, and then we'll figure out what's the stuff that we wanted, or the CIA, or wherever they're at, and just fucking take them physically. But I don't know. I don't know what the laws are or how it works and all that stuff. I'm obviously not a politician, and no one's gonna vote for me. So
probably a good thing. You never know.
Yeah. But I was like sitting there listening to that part and like going, oh, you didn't think they were going to be like, oh yeah, the CIA totally helped fucking murder the president of the United States at some point, you know? Like, you didn't think they were going to just admit it because, like, we all know that's what happened.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people in on that.
There's not a lot of fooling at this point.
But yeah, I would figure most of them are fucking dead or beyond. Like, I thought that was the whole reason that they put the fucking the 75-year or whatever time thing on it, so that almost everybody would be dead if it ever came out.
Yeah, you would think.
But yeah, it was the CIA mostly. The mob was in on it. The fucking FBI didn't like, J. Edgar Hoover didn't like fucking Kennedy. The oil men.
Well, the Kennedy
Texas oil men
was dead
didn't
the
like
second he started going after the Federal Reserve. He was talking about eliminating the Federal Reserve. That was the mistake he made.
Yeah, that's what
there was a whole lot of other stuff and a whole lot of people didn't like him. But the second he was like, I'm gonna fuck with you guys' bank accounts, shit was off. It was not gonna work anymore.
Yeah, and then there was the something called the completion. Like it was some huge like tax break for anybody in oil. He was gonna fucking put an end to that, and so again, obviously the oil men wanted him dead. Obviously Robert Kennedy going after all the mob guys, they wanted him dead. Like there was a lot of fucking people in on that shit. And the night before, Lyndon Johnson, the vice president, was at one of the major oil men, Clinton Murchison, who hated Kennedy for that mostly. He was hanging out at his house the night before.
Oh yeah.
The assassination. Yeah, LBJ didn't really like Kennedy either, I don't think. And wanted to be president, obviously.
Yeah, not at all.
So yeah, it was fucking. But yeah, if you look into it at all, it's very obvious that it was a pretty widespread conspiracy, and Lee Harvey Oswald had nothing to do with it. Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald didn't shoot anything that day, dude. He didn't. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
They probably gave him the gun. He probably took a shot, but he's probably not the one who made the kill shot.
No. No. He didn't do it, dude. Because again, it was like a minute and a half after. He was like 4 floors down from that, calmly drinking a soda when somebody fucking saw him.
Oh, okay.
And covering that distance in a big fucking, warehouse in a minute and a half, and then not being winded or anything. Yeah, he was nowhere near it. He knew what was going on. That's why he fucking got the fuck out of there. As soon as he realized what was going on, he kind of, left work and tried to get the fuck out. I think he kind of knew something was up, and he wasn't in on it.
No, that's too bad. I don't know. I wish we could know the actual, like, definite answer. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice if we actually could somehow get that answer. But I think
it's really shit like
right
Nixon I suppose was in on it too, because it's funny because one of the researchers like I think Nixon was the only person over like the age of 5 at the time that it happened that didn't recall where he was when it happened. Which is incredible.
That's pretty questionable. Yeah, I can see that being.
Any event like that, you're gonna remember where the fuck you were, what you were doing.
Yeah, like 9/11. Like, I imagine everybody that was anywhere during 9/11 has some like memory of that.
Yeah, you're gonna remember where you were and fucking what that day was like. Because it was the most fucking surreal day of my life, dude.
Oh yeah. So, I was at work and I was talking with people at work, and we were all pretty much like, all right, glass the fucking desert. Like, fucking kill them all. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, just nuke them all, dude. Fuck them.
That was the consensus where I was. That's for sure. Everybody was like, yeah, fucking kill all those fucking ragheads.
Indeed. Yeah, the anti-Arab sentiment was pretty fucking.
Oh, did they just go and start beating up anybody that looked even remotely close to being Arabic? Like, you didn't even have to be Arabic after that. For like a month or two after that, it was incredibly dangerous to have anything like Catan.
Yeah. Or you just had to go screaming out, "Look, I'm a Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm a Christian," or whatever would apply to you.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
What they did. Yeah, it was kind of fucked up, but yeah. So again, it's kind of the same thing. So obviously Nixon knew what was going on, which is really, I'm surprised he didn't have like a lie made for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would think that they would have
the rumors are.
Excuse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. Dude. Yeah, the rumors are that he was in the Dow building, which is the one that's just over on the other side of the road from the book depository building, like watching it because he knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, those are the rumors. Obviously, it wasn't ever proven, but those are the rumors that are out. Because he had good reason to hate Kennedy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've spent a lot of time investigating it. I go back to it every once in a while, but for the most part, I think I've learned almost everything there is to learn about it at this point. Yeah. Or the Parkland Hospital ones is the one that's really hard to fucking, because they'll see the autopsy pictures and they're just like, no, that is not what it was at all. Like when they see the picture where, because again, there was a big chunk of, like a softball-sized fucking chunk of scalp missing from the back of his head.
Oh, yeah. And like, there was a lot of really weird, like, inconsistencies with, like, the actual wounds. Like first of all, the concept of a single shot and a single shooter makes no sense because there were bullets coming from different directions. And
from the wounds and again, the exit wound is the one that's going to be the large wound, and that was in the back of his head. You know what I mean? So it obviously came from in front of him, or the side, or whatever the fuck. It definitely didn't come from behind.
Oh
yeah. So again, because when they talked to the nurses, I think there was like one guy that just kind of like, I don't know if they paid him off or he's really just dumb enough to be like, he was like, oh wow, he didn't even say that was right. He was just, oh, I remember that. I didn't remember like that at all. I guess so. And everyone else was like, no, that is not what it looked like. They're like, well, maybe it was a flap of skin that they were on. They're like, there was no flap. It was just gone. Back of his head was blown the fuck out.
Oh yeah. That
And
was
the autopsy
There's
pictures.
some weird fucking statements when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, all the other Parkland Hospital are absolutely adamant that the autopsy pictures are complete bullshit. Because again, it just shows the back of his head being like just like wet and being all hair and shit and no hole there. Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. Yeah. Or the picture of they had a doctored photo of Oswald holding like two pamphlets of what was it, like the militant and the worker, like two like political pamphlets and holding a gun. There's like a picture of that. And it's pretty easy to see that the photo is fucking doctored. The chin is like a wide kind of squared off one, and Oswald, like you can see the chin is not Oswald. It's so obvious. Um, so yeah, it's insane the amount of what a shitty job they did.
Well, they
covering
have better
everything up.
tools and technology than they do now than they did at the time. So, like, they did the best they could with what they had. Unfortunately, or fortunately rather, it wasn't enough to fool a lot of people.
I think that's part of the reason why they invested so much money into Hollywood, because a lot of the makeup and stuff that you see, like from like sci-fi and all the gore and shit that you see, a lot of that was like carryovers from CIA research.
Oh yeah, they used to do some crazy shit with makeup in the CIA.
Oh yeah. Like they know how to make a wound look a certain way, and then a lot of that was like brought over into Hollywood. Hollywood gets kind of the leftovers from the CIA, which is kind of interesting. And do you remember the one about the woman who wore a prosthetic to make herself look like someone else entirely, saying that, and went on an interview with like I think it was Nixon or something, saying, "Sir, I mean, someone could wear a mask, you wouldn't be able to tell." And he saying, "Oh, I could tell for sure." And she took off the face and says, "Oh yeah, I've been talking to you for 20 minutes. You haven't called me out yet." God, I couldn't tell.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I mean,
it's not as easy as you think. They're not in the CIA because they're like bad at their jobs,
yeah. Well, even nowadays for consumers, like, do you see like you can get like a mask that makes you look like someone else? It's like it's here on Amazon or eBay, and it's so realistic. Like, granted, like if you look around the eyes, you can sort of tell, but from a glance, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and the other one that really gets me are like the ones that it's like for like a good $1,000 you can get like a bodysuit that makes you look like you're good and jacked wool. Like really, like those know the one I'm talking about. They're like giant latex shirts that you can wear that look like actual muscles.
Oh yeah, like the body stuff. Yeah. There's a ton of crazy costume stuff.
Yeah, that's stuff.
Like cosplayers and stuff could do some crazy shit too. Like they like.
Oh yeah, cosplayers.
Like they're probably where the CIA are getting like their fucking inspiration now.
God, I hope not. I've seen like some of the makeup stuff they do for the cosplay just scares the hell out of me. It's like that you see like this one like Asian woman, and she's like got like the very stereotypical like really slanted eyes kind of thing. And then once she gets her makeup on there, they look like big wide eyes. Like, how the fuck did you do that? And then I'd see like a couple makeup tutorials because I just had to know out of curiosity. It's like really, it's just white makeup around the eyes to make it look like your eyes are wider. So it's just painted on.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Oh, okay. And you can tell when they turn their faces and look a certain way. It's like, oh yeah, I could see I could see the eyes or the eyelid.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have to go make some supper. I'll probably be back.
All right. Have fun.
Yeesh. All right. Okay. So yeah, I shared that. That's one of the pictures I was talking about. Oswald's chin. It's not pointed, but it's not. It's not nearly as. It's not the same chin. Like I don't know if you can tell that by looking at those two pictures. But the chin of whoever is actually in that picture Because what I've seen is like the what do they call it, the Matty line. It's Matte, but whatever. Like it, people that have shown it is like the where it was I guess IRL photoshopped. It kind of starts up high, it dips down, and then cuts her across right above the chin line, like between the chin and the mouth. And then on the others comes out the other side and then goes back up, like where they doctored the photo.
Oh wow!
See if I can find a picture of that. But yeah, that's not Oswald's chin. Like you can see that it's wider. It kind of hangs down a little more. His is more rounded off. I don't know. Maybe that's not as obvious.
No, not really.
Because I've seen it a million times. Yeah, you don't see how like the one in the bubber, the chin kind of goes down lower, cuts over, and then kind of cuts back up. And in the one in the bottom, it's more rounded off. Like the edge of the chin.
It's pretty hard to tell the difference for me.
Really? Right.
I mean, it looks like the lighting is different on the one on the top, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one on the bottom, you have perfect lighting almost directly
one of the other
in his
things
face,
was
whereas the one on the top, there's a bunch of shadow from the sunlight. So, like, I think that could easily
that was one of the others.
And I'm playing like devil's advocate here, like, because all I see is a picture of a guy with a rifle and some pamphlets, and then a close up of his face. So, like, there's nothing that indicates that that's not the same person.
Yeah.
But I'm not a photo expert. I'm just saying, like, the lighting looks different, and so I think that could account for differences between those two photos looking. But I don't, if there's people that know what they're talking about that probably don't agree with me, so.
Yeah, it's definitely been, I'd have to throw a lot of shit at you, so I don't want to fucking hit you with all that. But, yeah, the experts, the ones that aren't, in on it or whatever the fuck, can show, because there was also a spot. This photo is a little more cropped, but there's a spot where like the little pillars or whatever that are holding stairs or whatever, like up towards the top, you can see it's like shifted over at one point up towards the top edge of the picture. That shows where that was fucked with. But that's not this photo doesn't have it. That one's again a little more cropped in. But yeah, no, it's although again, I've seen this a million times too, so I guess that's probably a big part of it.
Look, I have heard enough from enough people to agree that it's very unlikely that Oswald had anything to do with it, and that the CIA was probably involved somewhat directly.
They're
directly involved, and that the mafia was involved. Like, I get it, I understand that. You don't need to convince me. I just I just don't know all the details because there are times when it's I don't want to spend a fucking million years going into that because other people already have, and I trust that they're not lying.
Yeah, I guess I always worry a little that people are gonna fucking like over time. People will be convinced that Lee Harvey Oswald really did do it and acted alone and all that shit.
What possible reason could there be to continue to withhold the files? If Lee Harvey Oswald did it and there's no question, then what possible reason is there
what's
to
the issue with
the
the files?
There's no reason to keep them back. That any sort of relevance that they had to anything that was going on at the time, long since has passed. There's no relevance to continue to redact the files and to prevent people from hearing them. Yeah. Or not hearing them, reading them.
Yeah, because even at this point, you could be like, well, that was the CIA fucking 60 years ago or whatever. You know what I mean? You can have like that. Like, no, we don't do that shit anymore, even though they almost certainly do. But yeah, like any of that shit, any of the people involved are going to be dead or damn close to it. Because, people said George Bush was there. Like, he was in on it. He wasn't the head of the CIA
reason,
yet,
this guy got super mad at
but he was definitely involved in the CIA at that point. Woody Harrelson's dad was allegedly... Because, I don't know if you're familiar with that story.
Oh, yeah, I know Woody Harrelson's dad was like a hitman for the mafia,
Yeah, like he killed a federal judge. Like, that's what he ended up going to jail for.
Oh, and a lot of other people that he didn't get caught for, too.
Yeah, I'm sure for sure. Yeah, but like there were three guys that were arrested that the official people or whatever referred to as tramps, and one of them looked suspiciously like Woody Harrelson's dad, and all three of them like they were kind of disheveled with their hair and like beards and like facial hair, that kind of shit. But like they were wearing decent shoes that weren't like fucking, you know what I mean? Like most of them, they they didn't really look like tramps other than kind of superficially.
Oh yeah. Like you
Like
can
they had
tell the
nice shoes
difference
on
between
that were
real
scuffed
homeless
up.
people and fake homeless people by their shoes.
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
you could absolutely tell the difference. Like if you're driving around, you can look over and you'll see the people that are like begging on street corners have nice shoes
Mhm.
because they're not actually
Yeah.
homeless. They're lying. They're doing makeup and making it look like they're homeless.
Yeah.
There was a
That
dude
is
that
meant to happen.
I saw this motherfucker hop into a brand new top of the line Mercedes Benz and drive off at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah.
And he sat
Yeah.
there
No,
on
we
the
had one
corner
too that
just
was like
taking
that.
money all day long. He's taking money all day long
Mm.
in the corner. And he made enough to buy and drive a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, yeah, they'll park it like a few blocks away
Yeah.
and hope nobody's following them. Yeah, it's
So
fucking nuts, dude. I
it's one
remember,
of
yeah,
those
no,
things
one
why
hearing them.
I advocate for no begging laws. You know what I mean? Like I advocate for
Yeah,
no
no
going up and
panhandling and shit.
harassing people and asking them for money or standing on the corner with a sign. I don't think that should be allowed.
Yeah, or pretending to play the violin, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I
Yeah,
think that's the
yeah,
kind of thing that should not be allowed on the streets. Like it's like, nah, you can't just go harass people for money and pretend to be homeless. And I think that there should be genuine prison time if you present yourself as a homeless person and you beg for money. I think they should put you in prison for at least
yeah,
5 to 10 years because you
yeah, 'cause that's
defrauded
certainly
literally
fraudulent.
everybody that hands you
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
Like they would never have given you that money if they thought you were living in a house and had all the stuff you need, which you do and you
yeah,
have. So the only reason they gave you that money was because you presented yourself as something different than what you are. Yeah, and you didn't
yeah.
do it as
It's a
like an
pretty
actor
disgusting
acting
way
in
to.
a TV show or something. But yeah, although that does make me think of that new fucking Texas law. I'm not a fan of
Mm,
Texas SB 20. I've heard a
yeah,
bunch
what
of
is
people
that?
talking about it. So it makes it illegal for anything that sexualizes a minor and that's animated. It makes it illegal to watch or possess it. And there's a lot of people
Mm,
that are saying, oh, that definitely could count as any anime because a lot of anime is made from like the high schoolers' point of view. So it's like a bunch of high
oh,
school
right,
kids, and
right.
there's all sorts of jokes where like the guy peeps up her skirt or sees down her shirt or something, and that technically the way the law is written would basically outlaw most anime, make it a felony. The law is very loosely written. Although I keep hearing a bunch of other fucking people talking about how that's not true, and I'm like, but did they read the law? Oh, the old legal
Yeah,
mindset said it's not true. Well, legal mindset, did he read the fucking law? Is he practicing in the U.S.? I don't know if he's even a licensed attorney in the
yeah.
U.S.
Yeah, well, he worked in Florida as more of a like his specialty was
Yeah, but he
what do they
doesn't do
call it?
that
Like the special
anymore.
district shit. Yeah, no, he didn't do what you're talking about. Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely did not specialize. He did like his specialty was like special district shit they do, like for Disney or that shit for like Reedy Creek, and how Disney like essentially had tax exempt fucking town, basically, where they essentially just ran the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was what he did. So yeah, he has no fucking idea. I like legal mindset for the
this is
most
the
part, but
text of the
yeah,
law here that's relevant. It goes on into say
yeah,
like it's a felony and how it breaks down how the crime is to be punished. But a person commits an offense if the person knowingly possesses, accesses with intent to view, or promote obscene visual material containing a depiction that appears to be of a child younger than 18 years of age engaging in activities described by section 43.2 1 A1 and B. regardless of whether the depiction is an image of an actual child, a cartoon, or animation, or an image created using an artificial intelligence application or other computer software. So 43.2A1 and B, I have not read that. However, I strongly suspect that is the standard for, what do you call it?
Yeah, it would definitely
standard penalty for like child pornography, like if you had images of an actual child. There were pornography. So the way that's written is very, very loose. There's very little definition.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds very broad.
Easily count. Like there's a thing where like, anime girl and anime guy are walking down the hall, and anime girl trips and ends up landing with her pant, like her crotch right on the anime guy's face. It's a pretty standard joke. And it's not done in like an actual sexual way. It's done in a fucking ridiculous, like slapsticky comedy kind of thing,
like a comical. Yeah,
it's not meant to be like, ooh, we're getting horny now. But it's like, like, that's fucking hilarious. They're so fucking uncomfortable. But like that could easily constitute under this law constitute a felony, and it's like I don't think that the way this is written is very appropriate. I don't think that if it's animated, no matter how disgusting it may be in anyone's point of view, mine included, I think child pornography that's animated is gross. I think it's inappropriate, and I don't think people should make it. But I don't think it should be illegal because I don't think there's a victim of that crime. Like the Shadman guy who got arrested, who got in trouble because he was drawing actual people. Yeah, I think that's definitely a crime. If you're making depictions of actual people, that's definitely not okay.
Yeah, that guy, I didn't really hear about it until I saw that video, the one that Diorio watched. I had watched it like the day before he filed. Yeah, I had watched that video.
I'd heard about him vaguely before that because there were people that would bring that up in
the Chris Tyson
going after
Mr.
any
Beast.
sort of animated porn being like should be illegal or something because of that guy, and I've heard him mentioned, but
and
the first
again,
time I heard
Chris
the
Tyson
details of what he did.
I had no idea what. Did I share that? I can't remember if I shared that.
I watched that stream like last night and this morning.
Yeah. Well, no, I watched the video. It was in my feed I wasn't subscribed to the guy, but that video was in my feed like the day before. Like
because it's probably
like I had watched
the algorithm actually giving you something related to what you were watching already.
Yeah. So when Diorio was watching it, I had already seen it. I thought I shared it, but maybe not.
Maybe.
No, I guess I didn't.
I don't think you did.
No, I don't think I did.
I haven't seen that video, but I watched Diorio's video, and at this point, I'm not really interested in watching the original because I've basically seen it.
Yeah, he covered it. Yeah, he covered it. No, I did not share it. Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that guy's pretty fucking gross, dude. That's even worse than I had thought. Knowing not much about it.
Oh yeah, I like doing like the pictures of the girl who played X-23 in X-Men and going after Keemstar's daughter and stuff. Trump. Like that's definitely where you cross the line. When you're making animated depictions of actual people, then there's a victim. The person that they're drawing is the victim, and then it absolutely should be a crime. 100%. I just feel like if there's no victims, then whatever it is should be illegal. Like, if there's no.
Yeah, that was the kind of the case. Like they said in the video, it's why the fucking dumbasses were still fucking carrying water for that guy because they weren't looking into it.
I don't know that I would say it should be prison time worthy though. If it's just drawings, I think that in most cases it's probably something that should amount to like a hefty fine. Because like you didn't actually physically touch or abuse that person, and that's usually when you get put in jail for it. So it's like, every crime has to have a fitting level of punishment for it. I think maybe if it's one of those cases where you've done it and you've gotten busted for it, you'd keep doing it, and this is like the third or the fourth time you've done it. Okay, maybe then we should be looking at prison because you clearly don't have any respect for the law.
Although you also want it to be an effective enough deterrent. from anyone
Yeah, but
else
at the
doing
same
it.
time,
I
it's
don't know if
like,
the monetary one.
but at the same time, it's like, somebody who does like some weed shouldn't go to prison. Somebody who made a drawing that's inappropriate of another person should absolutely be punished. But I don't think prison time is appropriate.
Yeah, I feel like if
It's
you do it a
gross,
second time, I feel like doing it a second time after you very much know it's. I feel like a second time should be enough.
I mean, yeah.
Before you start throwing jail time at it.
I think there should be a provision for any sort of crime to escalate to prison time as a sentence when somebody has shown a complete and utter disregard for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, if you gotten fucking 10 speeding tickets and you just keep getting more speeding tickets, yeah, maybe it's time for you to get a little jail time. Or jaywalking or anything really. Like, whatever the crime is, if it's normally just a fine, but like, because there's all sorts of people that just continue to do that kind of thing. Like rich people don't give a shit about parking tickets because they can just pay it off, and it's just if it saved them time to get wherever they wanted to go, fucking who cares? They got all sorts of money.
Yeah, the fine is not going to be a...
Yeah, and so, like, maybe on the 10th parking ticket, it's like, all right, well, now you spend a year in jail. Like, how do you like that?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Did you watch that Karen one? The one that's obviously AI?
I watched the AI one, and it was disturbing as fuck. I didn't watch the one that was supposedly real underneath it. I didn't have enough time, so I was watching it earlier, like, during the show. But... But that was some weird shit.
Because it's like you're pretty sure it's fake, but you're not 100% sure at first, right?
Well, because Karen's a fucking lunatic, man.
Yeah. And then the real one is, I think they just...
They're cute, too.
Fucking...
Sorry.
The video for the remake, really? Or if not, maybe they cropped something, but... Yeah, it's the audio. It's at least the audio.
She thinks it's cute that her driver...
Jesus Christ! Yeah, that was creepy because it's that uncanny valley. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it was fucking with me about. Like it's almost like it doesn't quite look right. Like it's just close enough, but just far enough off to be really fucking disturbing. Yeah, that freaked me the fuck out, dude. Jesus.
How are they
even knowing it's fake doesn't help. Yeah, they were being very.
The first time she stuck her head in my car, I'd be like, "Get your fucking head out!" I'd be screaming at her.
Your window's open.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I think they were behaving.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I think they were behaving better because they were filming it.
Probably.
Honestly.
Because I would not have been that patient
before they were filming.
Like, you don't put your fucking head in my car. Like, I don't care who the fuck you
are. Yeah, no, that's definitely crossing a very impressive.
And then she continues to put her face up against the fucking window and her fucking hand in the car. Like, I'd have some fucking words. And they'd be,
but yeah, the other people definitely said some shit before they started filming. I just don't know exactly if it...
Oh yeah, they might have been yelling prior to filming. Yeah, I'm sure they try to look good for that. Yeah, and who knows why I don't know why she was mad. She could have been justified for being mad. It sounded like she almost got hit. So I don't know leading up to that, but I don't care who you are or what your reasoning is. You keep your fucking head out.
Yeah, that doesn't make that okay. Yeah.
Oh shit! You don't put your hands on other people. Don't put your hands on other people, whether you're doing it for a good reason or a bad. I had to do it once because this was actually kind of funny. I had to tap this bitch on the shoulder, and it was so fucking infuriating. She was standing in front of the bathroom door at a pool hall, right? And the bathroom door is closed. Yeah, and I had to like tap her on the shoulder to get her attention. So I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, excuse me, pardon me," and she just fucking turned her back on me. I'm like, "Look, are you in line for the bathroom?" Because she's turned around and started trying to give me like, "Look, I'm not interested." And I'm like, "Are you in line for the bathroom? Is there somebody in there? Like, you've been blocking the door for a long time, and I want to know because I have to go take a shit."
Yeah. Like, she thought you were hitting on her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like fucking. I was like, I don't know. I was like in my mid-30s, like early mid-30s, 33, 34, and she was clearly like barely 21 if she was. It's like, yeah, I'm not fucking over here to tell you a grandpa's bedtime story. Get the fuck out of the way of the bathroom, dumb cunt. Why are you standing in front of the bathroom door? Are you completely fucking oblivious?
Yeah,
and her friends gave her shit till they left. She actually ended up leaving about 10 minutes after I got out of the bathroom instead of staying because they'd only been there for a little while.
Oh, man.
Because her friends were
I would have been like, hey, nice
you're so fucking dumb. He didn't even give a shit about you.
Oh, I would have been, dude, when I came out of the bathroom, hey, nice meeting you, and just fucking walked away.
Oh, yeah. I just ignored her after that because I genuinely didn't care.
Yeah.
I was just like,
yeah.
You're standing in front of the bathroom. I assumed she was waiting for it or something. Like, that's why she was standing there. Because there really wasn't any reason for her to be there. Like, the pool table was, like, 4 feet away from the bathroom door. Like, she could have been standing next to the pool table and with the other friends of hers instead of standing there. It's very annoying.
Yeah, so she's just too self-absorbed to realize she's in the fucking way. Yeah.
Like many women.
Has the Snow White actually shown in regular theaters, or is it still just the early access people?
Oh,
is it tomorrow that
I have no idea. I have Google here at the tips of my fingers, though.
Yeah, let me see. I can't remember. I'm just curious if it's as bad as everyone's predicting, because the predictions for the opening weekend or whatever.
Here. Yeah, it's in
theaters. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious if it actually is as bad as everyone's. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like the projections for the opening weekend,
Rotten Tomatoes says 48%, and those are both left-wing propagandists. So you can assume that the real rating is probably less than half of that. So it's probably hovering somewhere around a 20% approval rate, if that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what actually happens.
$209 million, and they're probably not going to make anywhere near that. And that's not even counting promotional and all the other stuff that goes along with it. $209 million is just making the movie. That's nowhere near.
Yeah, I was surprised they even bothered. I was surprised they even bothered with like ads and shit. I really thought they just kind of throw it out there and hope the media talked about it, so people that are somehow oblivious to what a cunt Rachel Zegler is.
So far they're tracking. Snow White is made somewhere in the $45 to $55 million range, and just north of $100 million globally. And $208 million is the cost of just making it. It's a massive, massive fucking loss.
Yeah. I was just wondering how bad it was going to be. I knew it wasn't going to make its money back.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it's already not even making half of its money back. Because like the $208 million, like, was it 208 or was it 280? Sorry, I already forgot.
280, I think.
$209 million is the cost of making it.
I think that was before reshoots, though, right?
I would imagine that was much higher because, like you said, they did reshoots and all sorts of shit. But I'm gonna say, even with that budget they're still not. They're barely breaking halfway up to that. Like, they already lost probably around $100 million. Plus all the other expenses, the reshoots and all that other shit. They're probably losing $200-300 million easy.
Yeah. And Rachel Zegler does not appear fucking thing. Because she's still saying some really stupid shit. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that.
I don't know why these people crash out like that.
Yeah. Well, she's got to be in an incredibly insular bubble there to not realize how much of a cunt she appears to be.
What was it? There was some streamer that got busted with. She accidentally pulled up her view botting program like in the middle of her stream, so everybody on the stream could see it.
Oh wow, really?
And, to me, it's like a similar thing where it's like she just denied it entirely and made up this really weird fucking convoluted story about how she was just looking at the software because she'd seen how easy it was to do, and she was like, researching it because apparently people can do it if you don't want them to. Like you can keep on other people's work and blah 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 and all this other nonsense shit. And so it just happened to be there, and she closed it out. And it's like, I don't understand why these people don't just get up and say, hey, look, you know what, we fucked up. We fucked up, did something wrong, and we're going to try to improve in the future, and we'll try to learn what we can from our mistake. Because like you look a million times better. If Rachel Ziegler had just come out and said, you know what, I fucked up. I said a lot of rude shit that people wouldn't want to hear. Clearly the people are not happy. The movie's not making any money. I'm going to take and learn from this and try to improve my behavior. And I hope that the next time I make a film, people will be willing to give it a shot, and maybe we'll be doing better this time. Yeah, she might have had a chance at salvaging her career at some point. I think a lot of people would have said that's awesome. I'm totally 100% willing to give her. I think whatever movie she was in next after that would have made a lot more money just from that statement. Yeah. And that's all you got to do is just have a little bit of humility. Whether you think you're wrong or not doesn't fucking matter at that point. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just have to fucking, like when you're working a retail job, sometimes you just have to say, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. Even if you're not. Like, I'm not the one that made the fucking policy you're pissed off at Safeway for, but I'm very sorry you're unhappy. Yeah, for her, I mean, she's an actress. Act like you're sorry. Like, it doesn't fucking matter whether you're right or wrong. Just act like you're fucking sorry, and things will get better. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, apparently she's I'm sorry the gas station doesn't carry radiators for a fucking car. I'm sorry. I actually had somebody ask me for a radiator one time for like a Toyota, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, man. We got no radiators here. Like, you can see we got beef jerky and candy and fucking egg salad sandwiches. I'd stay away from the egg salad. Go with a turkey or a ham. But you can live dangerously if you want. Oh, fuck, dude. God damn, dude. Yeah, people are crazy. But yeah, that's such a fucking, such a shit show. And it's so sad, because, like, just a little bit of humility, really. All you need is just a tiny touch of humility, and you can go a lot further, and not end up losing all your shit. Mm-hmm. But no, it's I had even commented on one of the film threat streams. I was like, oh, no, Rachel, it's the world that's wrong. It's the world that needs to change, not you. You're fucking perfectly right. You arrogant fucking cunt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are fucking crazy. So yeah, she can probably work on Broadway and all that kind of shit in the theater. She might be fine doing that kind of shit because she's got a decent voice. Like, she's a decent singer. Nothing super special, but she's a good singer. Like, like millions of other people are. So she can probably still work on Broadway. But yeah, as far as movies, I think she's pretty much fucking up. Doesn't mean anybody wants to hear me do it. Yeah, no, she's from what I hear. I've never really. From what I hear, even the people that hate her, are acknowledging that she's a good singer, that she's got a decent voice. But again, nothing special. It's not like Whitney Houston or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not spectacular. It's just, as good as, probably, a million other people, literally. Because there's plenty of people that can sing halfway, sing well. Oh, yeah. That do not sing for a living. Yeah. I'm actually surprised, like, when I would go to the karaoke, like, here in my shitty little town, like, wow, I didn't realize, like, just average people could sing this well, dude. That's fucking amazing. Well, we got that really good lesson from, what's-her-face, the ugly lady. I think that should have been a wake-up call for a lot of people. Susan Boyle, I think it was. It's like, it turns out being able to sing has nothing to do with being attractive or any of that kind of shit. It's just, No, right, gotcha. Almost anybody can do it. It's really not that hard. I get a lot of compliments on my singing in karaoke now. You know,
Nice.
and I imagine it's probably from practicing as much and doing it as often as I do. Because but some of the other people I hear, man, are fucking like I can't stand the sound of my own voice. Even though I have my
Yeah,
microphone
it's
set to
most people.
feedback so that I can hear it as if I'm talking to me. Because otherwise, it's
All
weird
right.
with like the over the ear headphones. You can't hear anything. It feels weird. It's like you're not talking.
Yeah.
It's all muffled. Um, so I can actually hear exactly what I sound like instead of through my jawbone. But even then, it's like the some of the people that I hear are just. I mean, it's astonishing how well they sing. Like it sounds like they came right out
Mhm.
of a fucking Sydney Opera Hall or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really does seem to be that thing. Like if you just do a little bit of practice and a little
No,
training or whatever, like most people can. I think I'm tone deaf, so I don't think I ever can. But most people, with just a little effort, can probably sing halfway decent.
oh, what's interesting is I got the buddy of mine from Venezuela, right? He sings atrociously in English. Like it just sounds like
Hmm.
really off and off key, and like he just doesn't understand how singing is supposed to work. But
Wow.
you know what? In Spanish, pretty fucking good.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
crazy. And whereas I got another buddy of mine, he's from Mexico. He sings great in Spanish and English. So like, there's all sorts of differences in like the way people sing, and just it kind of seems
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty random as far as like who's real. I honestly think it's mostly just practice more than anything else to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wanting to be and working at it a little.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just
It doesn't seem to
taking the
take
time
much.
to practice. Not even really like a case of wanting to be like going to karaoke on a regular basis. Just
Yeah.
you're putting in your 10,000 hours, man. At a certain point, you're just gonna get better, like just from doing it so often. And then, in all honesty, like I'm doing karaoke, so to me, it's not that's not a fucking contest to me. It's just like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
going there to
Just having fun.
have fun, and so like I love there's because it's VR. There's people that'll come in and put on like a whole fucking crazy show. Like dancing and fucking they'll wear like an avatar that's that artist or something. So there's some rapper
Yeah.
who does some like wild crazy rap called Tyler the Creator.
Mhm. Oh,
And
the guy from yeah, Tyler the Creator is the guy from God damn it! It was a show on Cartoon Network. What the fuck? Why can't I think of the name of it? Ah, fuck. Hold on, that's gonna bug me. Fucking, I don't know why I can't think of it. But they had a show. He was the main guy from that show. It's his little gang. Hold on, give me a second. Fucking bugging the hell out of me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, not the jellies. No. Tyler Creator. Not okay. Apparently, there's a new one. Loiter Squad. Okay, yeah, he was from that. From what? God, that must be at least 10 years ago when they started. But yeah, it was
wow.
a whole group of. They did kind of sketch comedy type shit and IRL. Fucking with people.
Ah, okay.
Okay, sorry, sorry. Yeah, he's been
Like
around a
fucking
while.
what's his name? Oh, that Canadian guy, Tom Green. Like he's the one we have to
Oh
blame
yeah.
for all the shit. If you think about it, all the fucking reality streamers and shit.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely went over the. Yeah, he was definitely nuisance. Solidly into the nuisance category.
Oh yeah, so fucking nuisance streamer.
Mm,
Um, but like even he doesn't compare to like some of the ones out there now,
yeah,
like fucking
yeah, and
Ice
that's the
Poseidon and
danger.
them and whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's the issue with that whole thing is you have to keep pushing it to kind of keep people around. So you're gonna
Yeah.
have to do more and more fucked up shit to where you're, yeah, doing shit that's fucking criminal.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole fucking thing is just like, well, you can't just keep doing the same shit. or even the same level, because people are going to be like, "Yeah, it's going to get old pretty fucking quick."
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which should be obvious to everyone before it even happened. But people are doing it anyway.
Yeah, it just didn't seem to fucking ever stop, man. Does not seem to ever fucking stop. Do not know why.
And it's still going.
Yeah.
That's the fucking scariest shit, dude. And it's going to keep getting worse.
Oh yeah.
Before it gets better.
Well, sooner or later, somebody's just gonna get fucking executed on stream. Because a lot of these people are doing some real fucking dangerous, fucking flirting with some danger. You know what I mean? They're taking some risks.
Well, there was that one couple. It was a young, like, I don't know, early teens or late teens, I think. This couple that they did a thing where they shot a gun into like.
Oh yeah, the guy that got shot with the thing. I'm talking about somebody getting shot, like just harassing people.
Yeah. Like finally somebody, I was gonna fucking shoot him.
Oh, that one guy got shot. Never mind. Somebody already did get shot. I don't know why I was thinking like that'll happen one day. It's already happened. Remember that guy in the mall? He got shot harassing the one guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. That is correct.
In one of the better, better moments of reality TV.
Indeed. But, yeah, nobody seems to have learned a fucking lesson.
Not a fucking one. Not a goddamn one of them have learned a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like, how did that happen? And even that guy was like, I'm going to keep streaming. You're like, did you really learn so fucking little from like from that one thing? You didn't think like maybe I should stop doing this particular kind of streaming? Like you almost died from a bullet wound, bro. Like how the fuck are you this dumb? But stupidity knows no bounds apparently.
Yeah, look at what do you call it? Jack Doherty crashing his fucking McLaren because he's driving down the fucking freeway and
there's
fucking
a guy
screaming.
that should have gone to prison for that. That should have been a jail sentence.
Yeah, he's done all kinds of shit that he should fucking go. Yeah, he's a dude.
It's like Onision.
Such a little shit, dude.
Onision was like directly, in my opinion, sexually assaulting young women over the internet, but.
Oh yeah, doing the weird rape thing and he's fucking gross.
Jack
Doherty is the one that was going around.
That seems to me like that should have been jail time right there. That's just
right.
Disgusting, but it just goes.
Jack Doherty's the one that would.
Prison,
Yeah. If you can afford the lawyers, they tend not to bother fucking with you. But yeah, Jack Doherty's the one that would go like walk through a mall and deliberately fucking bump people. And have his fucking bodyguards, like 2 feet behind him, immediately jump in to fucking stop the person from retaliating.
Oh, wow. So he go directly bump people?
Yeah.
His security guards must be really good because that's not... I mean, they must have picked people out specifically thinking like they were weak or something and been like really careful to pick people who they didn't think they could fight back because... Like I sure, all right, you're the tough guy, I'm not gonna start a fight with some fucking bouncer over somebody bumping into me like that. But I've known some people who, good luck. That was your plan. Good fucking luck, because that guy's gonna beat the shit out of you. Your bouncer's not gonna have that's not gonna fucking matter, dude. Like
no, he's definitely fucking. Doherty's gotten soft, and you would think he would have learned because he seems very upset in the moment.
The only thing would be unfortunate to me is if the people that punched him in the face got in trouble.
Yeah, that would be pretty
I feel like if
fucked
you're a
up.
nuisance streamer and somebody punches you in the face, like, it's your fault. And I don't think you should get to complain about it and send some other poor bastard to jail.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. yeah, especially him acting like he's a tough guy by bumping someone and having a guy immediately jump in front of the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
And wall him off. It's like, how do you think that's impressive? Like, it's such a pussy. It's like, you have to be a gigantic pussy to do that shit. There's nothing fucking tough about that.
Yeah, that is a weird one. Acting like that makes you tough. I get the doing it because people pay to see it thing. I get that. That makes sense to me. Not like, not justifying it or anything. I'm just saying, like, I understand, all right, people want to pay to see you do stupid shit and be obnoxious and stuff. Sure. But, like, acting like you're a tough guy because you were obnoxious and didn't get knocked the fuck out for being a prick.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you accomplished something. It's like you didn't accomplish shit. You're just a piece. You're just a fucking retard that hired people.
Yep.
Weird.
I'm trying to find a short clip of that. Trying to find a short clip if you haven't seen it. Let's see if this one has it. Okay, yeah, I think this shows it. Yeah, here we go. It's pretty short. You don't have to, you don't have to hear it. It's pretty fucking obvious what's going on with this one, so I'll post it real quick. Yep. Yeah, it's about 10 seconds into this one. Come on, goddammit. Post. Yeah, it's incredibly cowardly. It's I have to wonder what goes through people's minds like that. Maybe it's the same shit of people that cheat in games and think they're good. Or people, you know what I mean? Like a similar mindset.
I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I that might really fucking get me. And that bodyguard is really stupid. Because my first thought is well, you just take the bodyguard's head and slam it into that fucking wall right next to him, and he's done. Jackass is sitting there holding his fucking drink. He's gonna be unconscious before he even realizes. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have my hand busy when I'm engaging in the activities of a bodyguard. You know? Like, it's like, I'm not going to punch you. I'm just going to reach up, grab your fucking face, and smash it into that brick wall a couple times because you're keeping me from getting to this guy. Like, fuck that. Not that I would now, but in my 20s, Jesus Christ. That might have been it. I might have gone to jail that day.
Oh, yeah. I could not work for this fucking kid. I would end up joining in and beating the shit out of him with whoever.
I was in my 20s and walking through the mall, and this happened. Like,
yeah.
I don't know that I would have even thought about it for more than 10 seconds before I put that bodyguard through the fucking wall and took him out.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was sick. I'm 6 foot, and I was probably about 280 pounds or something at that age. And I could lift probably somewhere around 400 or 500. You don't, because you're not training in a gym and trying to make your muscles big. You're actually getting stronger because you're just doing labor. You know? Yeah.
If I were the guy that got bumped, if I see a dude deliberately sticking his arm like that, I'm already kind of prepared. Like, I think it would, like, about a 1/10 of a second delay before I'm fucking socking him in the mouth.
Yeah, the bodyguard might not get there fast enough for any help right there.
Yeah.
And then the attitude, the attitude that cocksure little fucking bullshitty, kind of shit that he's doing. Like, that's not helping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Whoever that is, but I guarantee people have called and tried to press charges on him, and they just refuse. Unfortunately,
or he pays them off on the spot.
Well, and unfortunately,
like, hey,
you as the citizen who that
$100.
happens to, it doesn't matter if he pays you off or not. You can go and tell the police, hey, this guy assaulted me, here's video of it. And the police can be like, nah, fuck off, go away. So he's got to be paying off some people in the police or the district attorney's office or something.
Yeah,
otherwise, like that right there was just clearly an assault. He went into the mall with the intention of assaulting people and harassing them. Like that's felony. Yeah. He should be in prison for that. Like, if they were actually going to enforce the laws in any sort of, like, equal fashion, that dude would be going to jail.
Yep.
So, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. I think I'd seen that clip a long time ago. And my thought was the same then as it was now. It's like, that's a terrible bodyguard. Like, you don't... As a bodyguard, being tall and standing in front of somebody is not going to work in a lot of cases. You probably want to put your fucking drink down while you're on duty, you fucking moron. Like, like I'm not a bodyguard, but if I were, I'm not walking
and he
around
usually
with a
has
drink
at least he usually has at least two with him, by the way. He usually has at least two bodyguards with him at all times.
Oh man, but what happens when you fuck with the wrong guy and he pulls out a gun? You know?
Yeah. And we can only hope. That would certainly make the world a better place.
My guess is that this dude's only doing it in the mall because the people that hang out in malls are a bunch of sissy little fucking suburbanites.
Yeah.
Like I've been to the mall, but I never hung out at the mall like it was a place to go do things at.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I have to go do Christmas shopping. I guess I don't have any other option because, my sister wants this thing from Bed Bath & Body Works or something. So I gotta walk in there, unfortunately, buy this dumb thing, and then I can leave. But or I worked at the mall for a while. When I worked at not Safeway, Sears Auto Center, it was like it was the mall. It wasn't in the mall, but it was right next to it. So had to be at the mall all the time. You know what's interesting? I worked right next to the fucking mall at the Safeway, or not the Safeway, the Sears Auto Center. And I did not go in, over the course of a year, I did not go into the mall one time for lunch.
Wow. Yeah.
I never went in to buy lunch there. I always would bring my own lunch because I just hated the mall that much. And I never thought about it, but then it's actually really fucking weird because there's all those places at the food court.
Yeah. There's actually a couple of decent places.
Oh, the food there was
not all of them, not most of them.
The mall I was at, it had Panda Express, Burger King, Sbarro's Pizza, a hot dog place, Mother's Cookies. Like all the little food shops in that mall were actually really good. They had like all of them, were decent.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a place that I think they're only like Sbarro. I think is only in March, right? There's another one called like the Steak Escape or something that I really liked. Like that was a pretty good one.
Sbarro, I think, is only in malls, but I think they have a frozen option that they sell now in like stores. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I think they might have started selling their pizza as like frozen pizza in like stores.
Yeah, I would think so by now. Maybe not. Let's see.
But their pizza was always good, man. They had one in there's two major malls in my city, and they had Sbarro's pizza at each of them. Like, it was popular enough that they were like in that kind of demand that they could have it in every mall.
Let's see. Located shopping malls, airports, and all that. Ow. Damn it. Fucking phone. Where is it? It exists outside of malls. So it's like malls and airports, that kind of shit. American naval bases? And casinos. Alright.
Those all
it looks like they did actually open. Okay, it looks like it's starting about 18. They actually did start opening a few
Where it's
local
just like
ones in
local pizza joint in Sabaros. That's kind of cool.
Ohio. Let me see. Fast food restaurant. God damn this fucking phone. Alright, we'll try it
I'm
again.
actually gonna make like a pizza casserole for the fucking dinner on Sunday. Speaking of Sabaros, I'm gonna do the one where they do like the cheese, like the crust, and you fill a bunch of cheese in and put another crust on, and then you put the sauce and do a pizza on it. But like a casserole instead of like a pizza, like a round, not a round pizza.
Okay, let's see where they actually sell them. Yeah, they definitely do have a. They definitely do that. Let's see where they sell them. Let's see if I can find that. Set it. That's So probably not as good as obviously frozen, so it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, I
Well, it
see a
says Walmart.
Sabaro
This guy
frozen
said he got
supreme
it at.
pizza video review, so obviously they sell it.
Yeah, yeah. This guy said he got one at Walmart. Well, that was 10 years ago. All right, it's been around. Yeah, I've never noticed it though in any of the. So that's probably a big chunk of why, but yeah, I've never
Somebody's
noticed
knocking
a
on my door
Sbarro
for some
frozen
reason.
pizza. All right, go ahead and handle your shit. Let's see, wasn't by the slice, whole pie, frozen food. So at least Walmart. All right, let's see. I'm gonna add locations to it.
To be honest, Sabaros is not bad if you're at a mall, but I would not seek it out to
Yeah.
eat it like on my own.
Yeah. If you're hungry and you're
There's
at a
plenty
mall,
of other places that are better pizza, frozen. Well, maybe their frozen pizza is amazing. I don't know, but there's plenty of other places that I've been, just like regular pizza joints around town, that are way better than Sabaros is. So.
Yeah, it's decent, but not amazing.
Yeah, it's just not something
It's
you like.
It's good.
You would go out of your way for. Like, what is it? Yeah, if there's like a Mike's Pizza or like a Five Guys or hell, even a Round Table, I think I would be into that more than I would be into going to Sabaros if I had the choice.
Yeah. God damn it. Keep clicking on shit that I don't mean to click on.
You're fired.
Okay.
Oh wait, you were never hired in the first place.
I hate to lose this $0 salary job.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, it says Kroger, which is like the fries is Kroger brand market. Target sells them, and like any of the Targets in them, or the grocery sections.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it says Walmart. It says major grocery stores: Walmart, Kroger, and Target.
I mean, presumably,
but I've
if you're
never noticed
Sabaros and you're selling pizza, you want it in as many places as you can get it. So.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to look closer. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm missing it. Because I usually search out like DiGiorno, Jack's Pizzas.
Yeah, so far the best ones I've found were the Detroit pizza one that you said, the Detroit Pizza Company or whatever.
Yeah, the Motor City Pizza.
Yeah, Detroit style pizza. Yeah, that one has been really good. And then Rouse, RAU apostrophe S. They make like a tomato sauce and pizza sauce. It's amazing, and their frozen pizza is just excellent. Like the crust quality and the sauce is just really good. For what you pay. I mean, it's still frozen pizza. Let's not.
Yeah, it's not going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's not
the ones that for the cheap ones, for the cheap brands, Jack's is actually really good. For like a pizza that's only like $3 or $4 or whatever, that's actually a pretty decent pizza. DiGiorno's good, obviously.
DiGiorno is decent. Red Baron for their French
Yeah, that
bread.
one's okay.
French bread only. I don't know about the rest
French
of them.
breads are
I'm just talking about the
really
French
good.
bread pizza.
Yeah.
The Red Baron's French bread
Yeah.
is top notch. The rest of their pizza I've never tried.
Yeah, it's okay. It's decent.
I'm sure it is.
I would,
frozen pizza is generally just okay. Like Totino's is even okay. Those like square pizza crackers, those aren't terrible. They're not great, but
Yeah.
For like
they're nice in a
$2,
pinch. You just throw a bunch in the yeah, they're decent. The I would get the Jacks over. It's slightly cheaper. It's probably like $1 cheaper too, and about the same quality. Actually, I think I like Jacks. They really only do is the thin for Jacks. But yeah, dude, the French bread pizzas are those breads. The mini deep dish ones they do are okay. But the French breads are very good.
The best mini deep dish we got from Costco, and I can't remember what brand they were, but they were like a specific brand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I've seen besides Red Baron that did the deep dishes. I like the little fuck. I don't know who makes them. Yeah, what's the one I just tried?
Okay, like it's kind of hard to find one that's like absolutely unedible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They're not gonna have that's really
pizza.
Oh man. Yeah, even the Totino's are okay. They're super cheap, obviously.
And you're gonna want to eat like 2 of those Totino's pizzas by yourself because they're like essentially like a big cracker with some spaghetti sauce on top. You're not like
it's a very, very thin crust and fucking
yeah. Well, there's a reason it's like $4 for each. It's like it's not because they're
that's not even that. I think it's less than $2.
California. You're in Arizona, so.
Are they really $4 for a Totino's pizza?
The last time I checked, it was something like $4 or $5 a pop. Yeah.
Wow. How much are the fucking like DiGiorno's and shit? Because like the Jack's pizzas are like $4 here, and that's like an actual pizza. It's like a thin crust, but I mean it's a fucking pizza.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Because Totino, I honestly I kind of like them. Some. They're not bad.
It's
they're
like
great.
What is it? It's like certain kinds of foods where you're like, yeah, it's terrible, but like you had it when you were a kid, and now it's like kind of hard to not eat it anymore. Like even though it's awful.
Yeah, and it sucks because you kind of have to cook it like just right. Like it's a very small window to where it's
it's
still too soggy
it's so tiny. Yeah, it's easy to go too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're $2 here. They're $2 where I'm at.
I added some. Hold on, I can look it up real quick here. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, but yeah, if you get it just right, they're. But again, a $2 pizza, it's not gonna be. Yeah, it's not gonna be great. I like how they do the little fucking squares of pepperoni usually. That's kind of that's kind of fun.
Cubes.
Yeah, but I would usually plop 2 of them and then kind of plop them on top of each other.
Let's see, Totino's Pizza. This is like the Safeway we usually buy our groceries at. So.
Yeah, and if you just add the right amount.
Normally they're $4 for the frozen pizzas.
God damn, dude, that's fucking nuts.
But you can get for $13. You can get a 4-pack of them. So it gets down to like $3.33 a piece or something like that, or $3.20 something. Yeah, one 10.2 ounce one. It looks like it's just one square of pizza is for like $3.50 on sale right now, but $4 regular.
Wow. Damn, that's
California, dude, fucking the prices here are insane. Like it's absolutely ridiculous what they charge.
Yeah. I expected it to be more, but double. That's fucking nuts, dude. I didn't expect it to be double, I guess.
And there's no justification for the doubling of the price.
Yeah.
It's not like it
That is
costs them
pretty
more to
fucked up.
make it and more to have it available in California. There's no extra price involved in the manufacturing. It's just they think California is rich, so we got all the money to spend.
Well, I assume it's the grocery store. The grocery store is not paying more for it, right? I mean,
no.
It's the cost of the location is why the fucking everything's so expensive, right? The fucking real estate prices.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I assume is the main reason. Yeah, I assume that's the main reason.
I think it's just
because
because
the real
they
estate.
just they price they rip off Californians, honestly.
Yeah, well, I don't know that. I can't imagine they're selling it at a different price